Welcome back. In this lesson, I will teach you how to download XAMPP. But first, we need to know what XAMPP is. So XAMPP is a web server, or in other words, XAMPP is an open source web server developed by Apache friends. It mainly consists of Apache HTTP server, MariaDB, which is your SQL database, and some programming languages such as PHP and Perl. The main advantage of downloading XAMPP is that it's completely free and anyone could download it without any cost. So let's move on and download the required web server. We'll go to google.com and search for download XAMPP. Here it will give us a couple of links from where we could download XAMPP. And as I told you before, XAMPP has been developed by Apache friends, as it says over here. And you can download XAMPP by going directly to www.apachefriends.org. But some other reliable websites are sourceforge.net, CNET, or filehippo.com, but I recommend you to click the link where it says XAMPP installers and downloads for Apache friends. Once you click this link, it will redirect you where you could download XAMPP. Now if you're using a Windows computer, you could click this link. If you have a Linux computer, you could click this link. And if you're using a Macintosh computer, you could simply click this link and your download will start. But because I'm using a Windows computer, I'll click this. And it will ask me where I need to download my software. So I'll click save. First I'll tell it where to download the software and then click save. Now as you can see, my download has been started, and because it is a big software of 109 megabytes, it's taking a couple of minutes. In the meanwhile, as I told you before, that XAMPP consists of Apache, MariaDB, which is your SQL database, and two programming languages, which are PHP and Perl. Now as you can see, XAMPP has been downloaded on our computer. Now we'll open it up, run the installer and install the program. It is opening up the installer. But first it gives us an important message, which says important because an activated user account USC on your systems, some function of XAMPP are possibly restricted. With USC, please avoid to install XAMPP, or deactivate USC with misconfig after the setup. So this basically says that because of the user account control USC, some functions of XAMPP will be restricted, and please deactivate USC. But there is no need of deactivating USC. XAMPP will work fine even if the USC is activated. So click OK, and it says welcome to XAMPP setup wizard. We'll click next, and this shows up all the components that will be downloaded with XAMPP. So the components that will be downloaded will be Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, which is the FTP server, Mercury mail server, Tomcat, and the two main programming languages, which are PHP and Perl, and the three other programming languages, which is PHPMyAdmin, Webalizer, and Fake Sendmail. We'll check all and click next. Now we'll choose a folder that will be empty. If the folder is not empty, it will give up a pop-up that will say please select an empty folder, because it needs to download all the files we selected in the previous step into that folder. After selecting a folder which is completely empty, we'll click next. As my folder was empty, it did not ask me to choose an empty folder. So now it says learn more about Bitnami for XAMPP. We'll uncheck this box because I don't recommend to select that, and then we'll click next. Now setup is ready to begin installing XAMPP on your computer. We'll again click next, and now as you can see, XAMPP is installing on our computer, and it says unpacking files. So now it will download all the files we selected to our computer, or in other words, it will install all the files on our computer or in the folder we specified before. Now as you can see, our download has been finished, and it says, do you want to start the control panel now? It means that once I click finish, do I want the XAMPP control panel to be started? I say yes, and then I click finish. Now my installation is completed and the control panel is now open. And now I will tell you how to configure. Now if I start Apache, it says that error, Apache shut down unexpectedly. This may be due to a blocked port, missing dependencies, improper privileges, a crash, or a shutdown by another method. So to start Apache, I must change the port settings so Apache is connected to an open port, so it could start to work. So I will teach you how to do this and how to configure in the next lesson. Stay tuned, keep practicing, and looking forward to you in the next lesson.